Holy F. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. If you do not know who I am, hello. My name is Grace, and today we are going to be making a matcha. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make an iced matcha latte. So these are all my little tips and tricks and all the things that you need. I'm going to tell you everything. I'm going to keep it so real about everything you need because some of these people are like making you buy too much stuff. You don't need a scale, which I thought I needed for a while. I did not buy one, thank God. You really don't even need an electric kettle. I personally really love mine, but besides the point, let's get into the essentials, what I think you're gonna need no matter what. So, for any matcha, you're gonna want a matcha bowl. I actually don't even think that's an essential. You can use a regular ass bowl. Okay, hold on. The essentials are literally these. These I think are what you need, because you can use any regular ass bowl. And I personally didn't use a sieve for the first couple months that I was into matcha, and honestly it was fine. I think if somebody gave you a matcha and didn't sieve it and you had never had unsieved matcha, I don't think you would be like, huh, this matcha's weird today. I think you wouldn't notice. So these are genuinely what you need. You need a good matcha whisk and a little thingy to store it on, which they most of the time come together with one. I will say it is nice to get a set. If you want to do it easy, get a whole matcha kit. That will save you a lot of time and money searching for individual products. So there's some places, I got mine off of Etsy. I don't really recommend mine. I think it's not the best quality, and it was marketed kind of as higher quality, and it's mid, but it's fine. But that's where I got my bowl from. Came with the bowl, the whisk, not this whisk, my friend bought me this one for Christmas, but came with the bowl, the whisk, this, and I think that's what mine came with. I don't think mine came with anything else. There are others that come with a sieve. I bought my sieve and my electric kettle back there off of Amazon because I got an Amazon gift card for Christmas. I will link that over there, the electric kettle, because it is perfect. It's like 30, 40 bucks maybe, and it hasn't rusted so far. And I saw a lot of things being like, oh my god, it rusts so fast, metal ones are so bad, and then it's but glass ones break. And I was like, what the fork do I do? So I did mediocre research, and I got that one, and it was pretty cheap. So I recommend it, and I'm gonna link that down below. And then of course, you need a good matcha. So I have only purchased from Nami Matcha because I don't know a lot about Japanese matcha. I don't know a lot about matcha, and I feel like it is hard to get into it if you don't know a lot about each roast and each first harvest and organic and whatever. It's hard to know without being super far into it, and I think Nami Matcha kind of makes it easy because she is a YouTuber. She wants to make her product palatable for her viewers who are trying to get into matcha. She has two different matcha flavors, not really strands, kind of is how I think of it. And the first one is her Okadum, oh my god, her Okadum, whatever. I can't say it apparently. I've been able to say it literally every single time I mention it, but this was the first one she released, and it is organic. I don't care for this one. It was my first ever matcha, and I think it is a good beginner matcha, but I like a more matcha flavor, and this one is kind of light. So if you're super new into matcha, you've never had matcha before, I would recommend this one. But if you go to cafes or just know about matcha, you've tasted matcha before, you're used to the flavor, you don't want this one because you're just going to end up having to use a lot more than this one, her Yame First Harvest. This is one I recommend. If you know more about matcha, feel free to get a different matcha. Just make sure it is ceremonial grade. Next, I'm going to talk about milk and sweeteners. I do not use a sweetener, but that is because I use a sweetened milk. I personally use this soy milk. It is vanilla and it is sweetened, so I don't put any sweeteners in my matcha because I personally haven't found a sweetener that I really mess with. Now let's actually get into the making of the matcha. So over in my corner, I have my water. It's at 175 degrees. It is supposed to be 176 exactly, but my thing only goes to 175. And I think that's fine. I haven't noticed a difference. I literally used to boil my water on the stove because I didn't have a kettle. and I would never temp it, so you're fine. And then I have my matcha whisk in the corner over there blooming. It is just in a thing of hot or warm water, and it's getting ready. This whisk is on its last leg. It needs to retire, but I don't quite want to retire it yet because I'm trying to make it last for another like 6 months. But I don't think it will because it's literally been chipping off, and sometimes I'll get a piece of bamboo in my thing. Yeah, but so that's blooming. I have my bowl and I have my sieve. I got this one and it like fits perfectly on my bowl. I was so excited about that. And then today I'm gonna use the Yame First Harvest instead of the Okumadori. I literally can say it. But anyways, for me personally, I do about a teaspoon of matcha for a half a cup of milk. So I don't ever drink more than that for matcha. I think you don't need a 16-ounce iced matcha. I think that is so ridiculous and it's just excessive. You do not need that much matcha. It's not that good to have that much caffeine, and it kind of defeats the whole purpose of getting a matcha. I measure it. I used to not. I used to just do like 3 scoops from my little like bamboo scooper, but now I measure it because I made my best matcha when I measured it, and I was like, okay, maybe there is a science to the measurements. And then I just put it on my sieve, and then you just sieve it through. You just push it through. And then I do not do an exact measurement for the water. That is my toxic trait when it comes to matcha. If you do want to know how much, I would Google it. You can quickly Google it. I might put it up on the screen or something so you guys don't have to. But I just can't be bothered to be measuring. Yeah, so my water, like I said, at 175 degrees. And I just literally pour it enough to basically cover the matcha. So then you get your whisk. And at the beginning, I do a circular motion to get all the things off of the side, all the extra little clumps. And then you're gonna go in like a forward and back rotation. And that'll give you the beautiful microphone that you see on the top that every influencer is like, oh my God, give me a microphone. I honestly have not perfected my microphone, if I'm gonna be completely honest. I've gotten it pretty good. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. I use these little cups from my mom's bar. She owns a bar and she brought these home, and my whole life changed, genuinely. It's the perfect size. I don't actually know the ounce count. It probably tells me. I don't see it though. I don't know how many ounces this is. I do use a half a cup, which is 4 ounces. That's how much liquid I use. About half a cup. I probably do a little bit more, so maybe like 6 ounces, but it depends. It depends on my mood, how much I fill it up. Oh, today's a 6 ounce day, because that's pretty full. Anyways, I'm gonna give my matcha one last little quickly stir before I pour it in. Of course, this is the most exciting part, and I will, of course, make sure you guys can see. That actually is so beautiful. And then there's gonna be a little bit of leftovers in your little bowl, so I just get a little splashy of water, stir it around. I actually didn't know you could do this. Whoa, I just stuttered like crazy. I saw somebody on Instagram do it, and it basically like saves the rest of the matcha. Like now there's a lot less in there. There's still kind of a decent amount, but there's not as much than like before. So you get your money's worth. But yeah, that is matcha. That is what my matcha looks like. Let's admire. Oh my God, let's take a thumbnail. Anyways, so now I'm going to stir it because of course it's best stirred. Of course it is. I just use a straw. I personally really love the foam on the top, so I don't drink it with a straw. I just use my straw to stir it. And I like to push the ice cubes down to make sure that I get milk up at the top, or else your first drink is literally just gonna be straight matcha. Look at that beautiful green color. Like, I can just not describe to you how beautiful that is. You just have to see. It's so gorgeous. Okay, anyways, let's take a first taste test, even though I did just lick it off the straw, so I kind of know what it tastes like. Oh, it's gonna be so good, I can already tell. That's my video. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope you guys make a delicious matcha latte. You can also do this hot. I didn't really mention that. I don't know how you would. I am not a hot girly. I don't like hot drinks. You could like microwave your milk. I don't fucking know. You have to figure that out on your own because I hate hot drinks. I'm such a hot hater. But yeah, that's it. It's so inexpensive. Genuinely, a like higher end matcha kit is like $100 and then like maybe 40 for the for this, and you've got yourself matcha. It's so inexpensive compared to like getting an espresso machine. Or even some drip coffee machines are more expensive than that. So get into matcha. Matcha is more expensive though. Like buying a tin of matcha, I don't think is a daily drinker. I don't think you should be drinking matcha daily. If you do, that's up to you. Like you have the money for that, you have the funds, but that is all I have. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope your matcha latte is as delicious as mine. I'm actually so excited to drink my latte. If you guys enjoyed me and my personality, feel free to drop a subscribe. Hit the subscribe, like, or don't. That's okay too. College vlogs will be coming soon. Don't even worry about it. 6 months. Literally 6 months and I'm college vlogs. I'm out. I'm moving. So stay tuned for that. And then of course summer, I'm gonna have crazy summer videos. I'm so excited. Okay. Anyways, that is all. I will see you in another video. Maybe another matcha video. Probably not. Maybe we'll test out a strawberry matcha. I really want to make my own strawberry matcha. So maybe we'll attempt that together as a team. But yeah, that is all I have. I hope you enjoyed. Peace.